just made some lentils, pure. I like to taste them pure before I start putting stuff into. It's hot. I'll wait a bit. I even take that much and eat it like pure. Well, nice looking lentils. You can also like do green ones. These, they don't take that long to cook. The green ones you cook like 45 minutes without salt, nothing in it. And then when they're done, you go put in some fermented stuff like miso. And I even got some tamari back there. And miso and tamari both are like instead of salt. So I don't like put both of it into my food. And then there is you have to go and translate it by yourself. It's for omega 4 and 6 in here. And usually I take hemp oil because this one has the right percentage of both of those oils in it. And like I could put in some olive oil as well, then I have omega 9 as well covered. And the hemp oil has it in a, like these two, 4 and 6, in a good combination. So you really should stick to hemp oil. I bought this because they didn't have any in the shop. You see? Because this one here only got omega 4 in it. Right? So they put some other oil into this one as well to make it better resorbable by our bodies. But also this linen thing is rotting very fast. Or how do you call it when oil is not so stable? So, but also because yeah, it's valid natural ingredient. Because of this I put it in when it's cooked. And also linen, lentils, sorry, you should not. Oh, I'm dropping sweat. You see, I have my where was I? I really forgot. Well, yeah, because it's biological lentils. You put it in the salt when it's cooked. And then I have Mediterranean switch country, you know. This miso thing is Japanese, I guess. And then it's a lot of herbs. And this one is not cooking. Oh, this one was hot now for a second because it was standing here where I had the cooking stuff happening. Nevertheless, I want to show you that you put in the herbs. Wow, this is very hot, the cup on the bottom is very hot. So, and I put in like that much, if you can see that. I eat lentils because of the Mediterranean herbs. Otherwise you don't really need lentils. But also, there's one thing about lentils, like you eat them and you feel like more grounded afterwards, you know. Like in Ayurveda, I guess, they suggest to eat lentils to cool down after a hectic day. And you could even like eat lentil soup to not have that much protein in your meal then in the evening when you do this eating of lentils. Right, so but also like if you do sports you need protein, and lentils has most of proteins included with it, out of the corns. And the what lentils actually are is not corn, it's again something you have to look up yourself. Hülsenfrucht. So you could also make quinoa, however this is pronounced in English. So now when I have all these herbs in there, you know, sage, rosemary, parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. I don't know the English words, but to go with this one has cayenne pepper. don't know if this is a Mediterranean ingredient, but you should really have Marjoram, Oregano, Thyme, Salbei, Rosemary, and Cayenne pepper in your food. And then the 3 omega oils, right? And then something fermented. You know, if you are really hungry, you could eat some sauerkraut with it as well. And as a dessert, some cucumber, because this one is also calming down and gives you some more water, because life is in the water, right? Not in the protein or whatever. So, yeah. So I don't really use the water coming out of this one directly into the pot. No, I put it in here with some bamboo coal so it doesn't rot. But nevertheless, it gets cleaned even by this thing. Then it stands here for a while. Then I go and filter it, because we have like a lot of chalk in the water. When I have done this, I actually go and put it into this device so it gets cleaned by a coal filter. Now I'm sure, like, when the water is drunk by me, it's not only pushed upward by a quartz, what they naturally can do. This one does in here as well. Blim. It's also cleaned by the coal filter in here. Out medicines, fertilizer, whatever. The water in here, it looks maybe not nice to you. To me, it's like healthy, clean water. This one I can be sure of. Yeah, so that's important too. Like when you're cooking lentils, you have to have, oops, Cayenne pepper. You really have to have good water, otherwise don't go for it. This one too, Chicane, you have to look up. Whenever I have to go into my kitchen or out of it, I have to go. Cayenne pepper probably is the same like Ingwer. It does warm up your body, which is also important for humans, because we are cells communicating by infrared, by warmth. So when you die, you are totally cold and without water, actually. So if you're really interested in these facts, Constantin Weil, actually, out of this thing, you shouldn't, also the theme, you shouldn't use cell phones. He also explains about scalar waves and why he thinks, and also did research in a limited amount onto that. He says, yeah, that our cells are communicating by infrared. And these color waves actually really interfere there, because they're like on every wavelength. So there is no chance for our body to communicate cell to cell. Don't get upset because of this one. It's the cleanest to have this one for a while and then to put it out in the summertime. Like in wintertime, I have mouses, some or one of them, I don't know. And she really comes in here and then she eats stuff out of my rubbish bin. So in the summer and the wintertime, you wouldn't see that, because every morning I would have to go and check. Does it live? No. If it's not moving, then there is no mouse in it. Yeah, and also this is very clean, because I can take it here to the toilet and use it here for these things. And I don't have like a rotten piece of cloth that I like go over all the you know, and stuff gets like bleh. I only have this one, some copper stuff. Yeah. And waiting is about the most important thing when eating. So that's why I recommend prayer. Solemnly, the only reason for a prayer is like to say, oh, I thank for this food. I thank for this food. I never do this by myself, but I just want to include everything I know about eating. Right. Then you smell. It's not hot, so it's you know. This is just pure lentils, nothing. And it's so There's no salt in it, nothing. just nice. Also when it is like a bit, when it had the time to like breathe in the air, it does cool down for a bit. So now this one is taste. Cayenne pepper. That one is like really hot. When I get that one into my mouth. Milk is not recommended, but like if it gets too hot, you can still put in some coffee, cream or whatever. You know, it happens at times. Yeah. And I don't like soup. I could put in water and some more tamari. Or of this one, which is like a bouillon, you know, gives some taste into the added water. I could do that, sure. But usually, like when I have done like this, I don't want to have like a lentil soup. I like it like this. And when this one gets a bit more drier, after a while, then it's even, it starts like, it always tastes different. Like now it tastes, that's why I tried from the very beginning. You know, it changes the taste. So, when you're cooking lentils, it's not like you have a single thing, kind of a taste, you know, ruining your evening. No. And it has a lot of calories. You don't have to add sugar. Now, normally when you cook, you add salt, sugar, something herb and something sour. And this you don't have to here. Nice. So I let this be for a while. Then when I'm done with my workout, or even before, put some aside, so while I, you know. So now this one is still hot, but that's okay. I put it on here because food when hot doesn't rot, right? So that's why I put it there, so it can cool down like very slow. It doesn't have to be cold right away. There's no sense in doing so. It's more clever to like put it back on after it has cooled down the stove. The stove should be cooling down a bit because lentils shouldn't, you know, it shouldn't like continue to cook. No. Once it's done, it's okay. That's the cayenne pepper, which you don't see. Very hot. You don't need like additional white pepper or whatever. Like out of all the spicy things, Ingwer, which I don't like in food, and this my stubborn cayenne pepper are the most valuable to human beings, because that's what I read on the internet by various sources and also in books. Like the recommendation to have fermented stuff is really important. Also sauerkraut and stuff we have around here. You know, you can like put all the things that we have in our one world. You know, now I go and make a pyramid somewhere. You know, you can put all these things together, the valuable things, and then you have like maximum, optimum. Yeah, and I hope I didn't forget any of the herbs, because it would be a pity. There's just like 7 herbs you can or should have in your life. Maybe 1 hemp oil and then basilicum. Oh yeah, that one I forgot. That one they had in there too. And it's not exactly a Mediterranean cuisine herb, but it's very important to have it. And since it doesn't taste that nice when once dried, I put it in an oily version, so that it's more like still alive, the basilicum, if it's called like that in English. But yeah, you know, come on. I have this problem always, like with this camera. Pesto verde, and it's just a basilicum. You don't, yeah, you could take rucola as well because of the bitterness of it, you know. Basilicum is not really helpful in that way. It's more like one of these Mediterranean things. It's really healthy to have it. Why? They don't know, but they know. It's the scientists. And the new, the anti-aging, new age anti-aging, I wanted to say new age, the anti-aging movement or whatever. So, I put it in this one as well. Basilico. And it's really important, stuff you eat is all biological, because if you have an apple and it's not biologically grown, then it's spoiled with fertilizer. And once you have eaten it in your body, you even need more apples to clean out all these poison that you have just eaten. So what sense in eating a conventional apple anymore? Okay, and this is no good, you know, leftovers. Normally I don't do it like this, but for showing reason I had to, like, I was like in a bit of a stressful mood, because I really wanted to make sure I tell you about everything that's important about eating like the Indians do, east and west, you know. Once a day you need to eat something, you know, at least. You should eat all day, but like if you need something like hot and warm, then it's this food. Otherwise you do beetroot, you do apple is not really like recommended to have it all day because it's sugar. Beetroot as well is sweet. So once you've discovered that, you can eat lentils, and then like you eat lentils for a month every day, like nearly every day. Then you find out, hey, lentils are sweet in a way. And when you read it on the internet, then you go, yeah, they're right. Yeah, it didn't like pass my mind when I really like was craving for something sweet. Like I eat chocolate all day, really. Not now, because I do this sports thing and stuff. But since I'm a sweet person, you know, and humans just can't stop eating when it's salty or sweet. That's like our biology that doesn't allow us to stop eating, you know, because we are still like captured in our a bit stupid old school body that is not adapted to our modern civilization, where we have food in masses all day long, every day and all day long. Yeah, that's about it. This is the candle, you might know. Hello. I always go when I see my shadow. Okay, ciao zusammen. Bye. To all you healthy eaters, hopefully.